Black accents can transform a room because they give the eye a structure to follow. Compare these controlled rooms. The architecture, furniture, and daylight remain the same. Only a small number of details become black. The change feels larger than the intervention because dark elements create strong visual punctuation. They define edges, repeat rhythm, and give softer materials something to contrast against. But black is not automatically sophisticated. Used randomly, it becomes a collection of dark spots. Used deliberately, it connects the composition. We will look at where black works, how much is enough, and why the strongest result usually uses less than expected. Begin with elements that already frame the room. Window profiles, a slim door surround, a fireplace opening, or the outline of built-in cabinetry. These details sit close to the architecture, so black makes the spatial idea easier to read. You do not need to paint every frame. One or two well-positioned dark boundaries can create definition, while the surrounding walls remain light. In a small room, keep the lines narrow. Broad black surfaces absorb more visual attention and can make the room feel segmented. The objective is a precise outline, not a dark theme. A single black object can look accidental. Repeating the color 2 or 3 times creates intention. The repetitions should occur at different heights, but remain visually connected. Perhaps a pendant above, a table base in the middle, and slim hardware below. Avoid distributing many tiny black accessories across every shelf. That creates visual noise instead of rhythm. Think of black as punctuation in a sentence. A few marks clarify the structure. Too many interrupt the reading. Step back from the room and look for a simple path between the accents. If your eye jumps without direction, remove one. Because black creates contrast, place it near what deserves attention. A dark frame can strengthen artwork. A black pendant can pull the eye toward a dining table. A charcoal fireplace opening can anchor a pale living room. Do not use the strongest contrast beside an element you would rather hide. This is why copying a list of black accessories rarely works. The correct position depends on the focal hierarchy of the room. Decide what should lead first, then let the dark accent support that decision. Contrast is a navigation tool, not simply a color choice. Black feels most refined when it is balanced by materials that absorb and soften its contrast. Warm timber, woven linen, aged stone, and textured plaster prevent the palette from becoming graphic or cold. The undertone matters. Matte or softly reflective black usually integrates more easily than high gloss black, which can produce hard highlights and show every imperfection. Pair a precise dark line with an irregular natural surface. That tension gives a modern room depth. Without texture, black and white can feel flat. Without structure, an all-natural palette can feel visually loose. Together, they create clarity and warmth. Hardware is an accessible place to introduce black, but replacing every handle is not automatically an upgrade. Check the surrounding fixtures first. Black cabinet pulls can work with a dark tap, appliance detail, or lighting element, yet they may feel isolated beside warm, polished metals. Mixed metals are possible when each has a role. Let one finish dominate and use the second sparingly. Scale also matters. Oversized black handles become decoration, while slender hardware acts as a quiet outline. The best intervention looks as though it belonged to the room from the beginning. The stopping point arrives when the dark accents form a complete visual route. Adding more after that point reduces their power. Photograph the room and temporarily cover one black element on the screen. If the composition remains connected, that object may be unnecessary. Also inspect balance from the entrance. One side should not carry all the visual weight. A lamp, frame, or furniture base can correct the distribution without introducing a large, dark surface. Restraint is what allows black to feel architectural rather than decorative. The room should still be understood through its materials, light, and proportions, not through the accent color alone. Return to the before and after rooms. Nothing expensive was replaced. The stronger version uses black to clarify edges, repeat a measured rhythm, and direct attention toward the focal point. The effect is immediate because contrast changes how the entire composition is read. Try the method in 3 steps. Choose one architectural or focal element. Repeat black once or twice at another height. Then stop and evaluate from the doorway. Subscribe to Valharst Studio before making permanent design decisions. We turn visual changes into clear principles so you can test what works before you spend. A powerful room rarely needs more accents. It needs the right accents in the right relationships. Before painting frames or replacing hardware, test the black rhythm with removable objects. Use a dark lamp, a temporary frame, and one textile or vessel at a lower height. Photograph the room from its entrance, then remove one element at a time. The strongest version is the one that guides attention with the fewest dark marks. Once that arrangement works, translate only those positions into permanent finishes. This prevents the common mistake of buying a matching collection and distributing it everywhere. A reversible test also shows whether true black is right for the room, or whether charcoal, deep bronze, or near black timber will integrate more naturally with the existing materials.